Oh my God, look at this car pack. Oh my Lord. It is a big one. That is so big. Look at this. Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing something kind of unique today. We're going to do a DLC Addon Car Pack. I've not done one of these available on YouTube to the public in a long, long time, probably over the last couple of years. And we're also going to do a replace as well. It comes with one download. It's the Los Santos County Sheriff's Office by Officer Ark. You can go through some of the pictures. I like it because it's kind of a dark, type of livery. So I really like it. I'll show you the really cool thing about my website is, and I appreciate Rowit for helping me out with this. Go to my mods right here, and then we're going to go to Essentials. Click on right here, go to Essentials right there. We go to search and have everything kind of listed out here as to what you need as to be essential. So, but we need to get one thing in particular. We're going to grab the game config right here, and I'm going to give you the links for all these so that way you don't have to even visit my website. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get stuff off my website. We're going to heap adjuster, and we're going to go to resource adjuster. It seems like a lot of stuff. Trust me, I know, but we're going to go through this really quick. I promise it's going to be super easy. Pack file limiter, and then we're going to grab script hook. And then that's all we need for the essentials. Now we also need some lighting. If you don't have lighting, you need to have emergency lighting system. If you already have it, don't worry about it. You don't have to download this. So increase environmental lighting right here. See that? And then we're also going to download a better radiance. And then we're going to get all this onto the desktop. Okay. We're going to pull up our main game directory. And if you're kind of confused how to get there, look at the very bottom of the video. There's a 3-minute video to show you where your main game directory is for both Epic Games, Steam, and retail. So make sure you watch that. It's 3 minutes long, pretty easy to watch. So I've got these kind of separated, and I advise you to do the same thing. That we don't get confused because you're going to have a lot of downloads on your desktop. That is the car pack. We have a better radiance. I have that at the very top of your screen. We have a GTA 5 config. Also have that off to the top of your screen as well. You're going to notice that some of these are labeled as RAR. I'm going to put that right there where you can see it better. See that RAR right there? You need to have WinRAR or 7-zip installed onto your PC. Otherwise, you cannot open this file. So let's go ahead and install this one first. And then also I'm going to tell you right now, even though people are going to ignore what I'm telling you, is that your computer may freak out with some of this stuff because it deems it as a virus. I've been doing this for over 10 years, modding my games and stuff with GTA 5, probably over that, probably 12, 13 years, if you include GTA 4. None of this stuff is viruses, but your computer loves to protect you. So just remember that. It may try to delete some stuff. So if your game is not working, chances are it's deleting some DLL files because your firewall is not wanting you to download certain things, or I should say antivirus software. So you may have to disable that stuff before you go install these things. So I'm just going to say that one time. So the ELS, the documentation is a good read because it'll tell you how to activate the lights, how to get those to function, what buttons to use. This video is not about that. So I advise you to read that. The installation files, let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're at the Title 5. And then we have all these files right here. We have an ELS folder, and you have advanced hook, ELS ASI, ELS INI. Take all 4 of these and drag these into your main game directory and just let it fall down here. The increased environmental lighting is going to be next up. And then you're going to notice that it has the different selections of folders. My advice, you can pick and choose, but I like this one, brighter plus reduced traffic advisor. When you open it up, you're going to see it's an ELS INI. Same thing you just installed, but this one here is going to increase the amount of reflection that gets outputted by your lights on the streets, the trees and the buildings. And a lot of people ask me about this. How do you get your reflections look so good? This is what the secret is. So increase environmental lighting. You're going to drag this in, and you're going to replace what was just installed by ELS. So just when it asks to replace, click on replace right there. The next one is script hook. If you already have this installed, don't worry about it. You don't have to reinstall it. Go to script hook, and then we're going to go to bin, and you're going to download or install the Dinput 8 and the script hook. Don't worry about the trainer. Just install these 2 files, and then drag these into your main game directory and just let it fall. The next one up is going to be heap adjuster. It's going to help allocate a little bit more memory for your system. Even if you have a low end system, highly recommend this one. That way you don't get the error out of memory for your game. So we're going to go to heap adjuster. We're going to install these 2 right here. Just throw them in your main game directory right down here. The next up is going to be pack file limit adjuster. What that does, it allows you to have more DLCs into Open4 so that you can have more DLC packs, basically. We're going to go ahead and install this. There's going to be the ASI and the INI, and we're going to throw these into your main game directory right down here. The next one is a really invaluable one. This is going to help a lot of people out with texture loss. If you're getting a lot of texture loss, well, there's 2 things. I'm going to show you a little trick really fast, a bonus tip here. If you go to your main game directory right here, go to LSPDFR right here, go to LSPDFR INI, and the very first top right here, main preload all models, make sure that says false. Chances are if you just installed all this stuff, you're looking to get into modding, yours is going to say true. So just make sure that says false and then come up here and save it. We're going to go to our GTA 5 resource adjuster. You're going to love this one because it helps save you a lot of texture loss. It really helped my game out, and I've got a really high-end system. It doesn't matter how high-end system you have, you're going to need something because GTA 5 along with LSPDFR, they love to eat your textures. So we're going to go GTA 5 resource adjuster and then resource adjuster INI. So just throw it in your main game directory and just let it fall. All right, resource adjuster has been installed, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the main game directory really fast. If you look at your main game directory, you'll now have a ELS folder up at the very top. And what you want to do is click on the ELS folder. You're going to see a pack underscore default. Whenever you go to install like car packs, add-on car packs, it doesn't matter. All ELS XML files go here into this folder. If you look at mine, I've got a lot of add-on car packs. And so all of your XML files for your place lights will go into this file right here, ELS, and then pack underscore default, always. So we're going to back this up. We're going to back it up again. And then if you don't have a mods folder, don't worry about that. You can create a new one. Windows 11 users, click right here, go to new, and it'll create a new folder and just call it mods. That's all you need to know for now. If it's empty, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you a few tricks of the trade on how to get some of the stuff into your game without impacting a lot of your disk space. So I'm going to save you a crap ton of disk space with this next step right here. We're going to pull up a program called Open4. If you're not familiar with Open4, you need to have a little bit of working knowledge. If you don't have any working knowledge at all, there's a video down below. It'll teach you a little bit about Open4, about pathways, essential things about Open4 that you need to have some knowledge on. Otherwise, things will not go as planned. Let's put it that way. Right at the very top of Open4, leave edit mode off. Just turn it off if you have it on. Go to tools and go to ASI manager right here. Make sure all of these are in green. So if for some reason yours is in blue, if you're just installing this for the first time, make sure you install these. ASI loader, Open4 ASI, and I would advise you to go and install all three of these. Now to get to the DLC packs inside your mods folder, what we're going to do, if you don't have anything at all, don't worry about it. Go down here to update. Click on update, go to times 64. And then we're going to go to DLC packs, and you're going to see all your DLC packs here. If you don't see anything here, you're not in the right place. So once again, below the mods folder, we're not in the mods folder. We're down here. So update 64 and then DLC packs. Right down here is, now I'm on a kind of a older version of GTA 5, and I'm going to kind of give you a couple of pro tips here. Is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the latest patch day in order for the stuff to function correctly. If you're on, maybe patch day 30, by the time Rockstar finishes their updates in the next year, you'll probably be on patch day 30 if you're watching this video or something like that. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be the latest patch day. So patch day, 20, 22, 24, these all work good. 28 works really good. That's the one I use. So click on this, and then you're going to see a DLC RPF. Now, when you click on this, the very first thing you want to do next is click on edit mode. When you click on edit mode, you're going to get a big flag right here. First of all, your Open4 is not going to like it because it knows you're not inside the mods folder, right? So if you click on yes, yours is going to say copy to mods folder if you're new at this. If that means you don't have this pathway installed into your, into the mods folder. Mine says show in mods folder. If it says show in mods folder, you already have it. So you didn't have to do anything what I just showed you. If you're new to all this, it'll say copy to mods folder. And so you're going to click on that, and then it's going to take you to the next step. Now you're inside the mods folder, you're inside the update, times 64 and DLC packs. Do not let my DLC packs throw you off. If you're new to all this, yours is going to be right down here. You're going to see probably patch day 28. It's going to be at the top. So we're going to be installing this sheriff pack. So we're inside, once again, the mods folder, update, 64 DLC packs. Edit mode is on. We're going to click on sheriff pack. We're going to get that installed first. And you're going to open up the sheriff pack. And then you're going to see an ELS file. You're also going to see replace version. And then you're going to see a folder here called Sheriff Pack. This is your DLC Addon Car Pack right here. Take the entire folder, this folder right here, not everything, just this folder. Drag it right into your DLC packs. It's like this, like I'm going to do. And just let it complete. And you just installed all the cars. That's as simple as that. Now, one thing we got to do as well is the ELS lights. Remember what I told you about the lights? There's a couple of ways you can do this. Remember this ELS file. We're going to open this up and you'll see it has 14 charger, 18 charger, and the list goes on. Okay, it's a lot of stuff here. It's a big one. So go to your, you can open up your main game directory. Remember that ELS folder I told you about? Click right here, go to pack underscore default. And then you can take all these files right here. See all these XML files? That's why mine is so big. We're going to highlight every one of these and you can drag it right in here and just let it fall. Now you can also do this through Open4, but just for the sake of installing it easier, I just did it through the main game directory. So we just did it like that. So we're going to back this up and we just install the ELS. So the replaced version we're going to talk about in just a minute, but I want to show you the vehicles first. So let's go to DLC packs that we just installed, the Sheriff pack, right? And mine's going to be at the very bottom. Yours will probably be at the bottom of your DLC packs as well. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to show you what they look like. Go to DLC RPF. And then you're going to go to, let's go ahead and go to data first. I'm going to show you a cool thing about Addon Car Packs. If you go to data, he has the car variations, the handling meta, and the vehicles meta. He has all that right there for you already. We're going to back up and we're going to go to times 64. And I'm going to show you what the vehicles look like. I'll go to vehicles and then you can kind of see what the vehicles look like. If it's a YFT file, it's a fragmented object or fragment object. And you can see what the cars look like. If you click here, and this looks like an undercover style vehicle. Another quick pro tip, if you go up here near the very top, you see camera mode. See it right there? It may be around and then you have to kind of zero in a little bit. If you don't have left control held down, left control, if you try to scroll up, you're going to get some big leaps. I don't like that. Hold down your left control and then you can kind of zoom in a little bit. And then you can hold your left mouse and you can kind of pivot it around. I'm going to show you a cooler way to do it. If you go to camera mode, click on free. And now you can use your WSD keys. And so you can move it around a little bit easier. Take your left mouse now and move it around and then hold it down as you're moving. And then since we're in free mode, you can just make some little adjustments by holding down your left mouse and just tap the W key like this. So here's the inside of the car. It's kind of cool, right? So there's a README here. He may give you the DLC list line here. Go back to the README to the right. So copy this below into your DLC list XML. So see this line of code? We're going to say left control C. So we got the list line that we need. But first, we got to get to the DLC list. So I'm going to show you a little trick how to get there. So right now, if you try to get to your DLC list, you're not going to be able to find it in your mods folder if you're kind of new at this. So what you need to do is go out of your mods folder again. But let's turn off edit mode. Just leave it off for now. And then we got to get to the DLC list. So the way you do that is go down out of your mods folder again, go to update. And then to get to the DLC list and your game config and all that stuff, I go right down here to update RPF. And then we're going to go to common and we're going to go to data. And then right down here, you'll see your DLC list. And you're also going to see your game config. We're going to be replacing these in just a minute, but don't touch these. If you touch these, it will break your game. This is only to get it inside the mods folder. So go to edit mode, then click on yes. So it'll say copy to mods folder. Remember, if it says copy, perfectly fine. You want to click on copy to mods folder. Those of us that already have the pathway, it'll say show in mods folder. You'll click there. And when you click on copy to mods folder, or if you clicked on show in mods folder, you're going to have a pathway that looks like this. GTA 5, mods, update RPF, common, and data. But this is the one we need to change right there, DLC list. But first, highly suggest that you do this. Go to favorites at the very top, click on add to favorites. And then make sure you call this something that you can easily remember. So like you can say DLC list here, then click on add. And then you'll thank me later, because if you're inside your mods folder and you're kind of looking around, you're installing some things. I see I got a lot of stuff installed and you're like, oh, I need to put a line into the DLC list. So if you go to favorites, here's mine. I have all my favorites right here, by the way. So DLC list, boom, it's right there. And then that way I can go here easily. And then that way I don't have to remember this pathway. It makes modding a lot faster too. So when you go to add a line to the DLC list, make sure edit mode is on. You're going to right click, go to edit. And then at the very bottom, see where it says item. So click right there and then click enter. And remember we copied that line of code for the DLC list, right? And so you can do left control V and notice this is DLC packs and then it has that sheriff pack. Remember that folder we installed earlier? This one right here. That's what it's referring to. So just make sure that is saved to the very bottom, sheriff pack, and then save. And now let's go ahead and install that GTA 5 config, right? And here's the GTA 5 config right here. If we open this up, and then here's the configs. There's a lot of things to choose from. So it goes without saying. And then the higher you get, the more traffic you're going to have into your game. And I just don't do this one right here, 5 times traffic. That's way too much. It'll be like rush hour on Grove Street. So don't do that. But for a good one, I'm going to go ahead and go with maybe 2.5 and then a traffic for 2.5 peds. Open this up and take the game config. And remember, we're right where we need to be. And here's the game config. Just take it and just drag it into your game. So if for some reason you launch the game in a minute and it's crashing on you, don't let that worry you, man. You know, too many people freak out and they get pissed off, you know, and I used to be that way. Don't worry about it. I just remember the last thing you installed, and it would be something major like this one. So the game config is a big one. If it crashes your game, just go back here, and you know, my advice is maybe go back to stock traffic right here. Do this one instead. Throw that one in there. See how it works. If that doesn't work, go to maybe 1 times traffic and throw that one in there. So it just kind of depends with Addon mode on, of course. You know, what do you want to kind of experiment with? If none of that works, go back to DLC list. You know, if your game is still crashing, go to Addon mode once again, and then go ahead and take out the pack. You know, simply remove that line of code and save it, and then see if your game fires up after that. If it does, then there's something probably wrong, you know, maybe with the vehicle pack itself, and there's not much I can do about that. But that kind of goes to show you that, you know, you can still correct a lot of things if it's crashing on you. Okay, next up is we're going to install this Better Radiance right here, and we're going to do the replace pack in just a minute, okay? So let's do the Better Radiance. Let's install that one. Now, the cool thing about having this this pathway already set up for you is we're already in the pathway that we needed for the DLC list, the game config, the visual settings also. So this pathway is pretty invaluable. That's why I told you to save it as a favorite, because it's a little bit easier to get to make a lot of these changes. So we're going to open up Better Radiance to the right, Better Radiance, and you're going to see a visual setting. Notice you have a visual setting right over to the left. Yours may say encrypted right here. I just click the visual setting and drag it into Open 4. All right, then that's essentially how you install a DLC Addon Car Pack. So we're going to go back to the Sheriff Pack that we have. And remember, it has a replace version as well. So it has the Sheriff Pack add-on. We just installed that. And then it has a replace version. We'll click on this. And then you have a choice. You can go 18 charger. I like to usually open these up. You have a regular one that has a light bar on the top. You have a choice, blue and blue. You click on that. We're going to click on red and blue. So when you open these, you're going to have another file called ELS. What that's essentially doing is telling the lights how to flash. You know, is it going to be blue? Is it going to be red and blue? You know what I mean? So you can make that decision. What do you want? Do you want blue and blue? Or do you want red and blue? How about we do blue and blue? That's kind of cool, right? We'll change up a few things. We'll click on blue and blue. And I'll show you how to do it through Open 4 too. We can go ahead and install that now. You'll have a sheriff .xml file. Now you could do it through you know, your main game directory again if you wanted to. But remember, every time you replace a vehicle, whether it's an add-on, any kind of vehicle, if it shares that name, you have to install that particular XML file in order for the lights to function correctly. So I could take it right here and just replace it, which is fine. We'll go ahead and replace it. And remember, we're sticking to all blues this time, but you can do red and blue perfectly fine. You can do it. It's up to you. If you want to do it through Open 4, I like to do it through Open 4 sometimes, is right up here, right here. Remember, this is your mods folder. Remember, we're inside the main game directory. Technically, all the stuff is in the main game directory. If you look up here, you have an ELS folder, and you look right here, you have a pack_default. So it makes it a little bit easier to do it through Open 4 personally. You click right here. Here's all your XML files again. The only thing difference is between Open 4 and using the main game directory method, pulling it over there, is that you don't get any warning messages. So you have to kind of be careful with this. With Addon mode on, I take the sheriff, you could also throw this in here, and it may not look like it did anything, but it did. As long as Addon mode is on. I just drag it over and you're going to see nothing. But just realize that it installed it correctly, okay? We're going to back up. And now we need to do the model. So let's do the model, and we're going to open this up. It's going to be the sheriff slot. So we need to get to your patch day folders again. It's going to be the DLC packs. And if I didn't tell you to do this before, I apologize. But if you have it saved as a favorite, remember these all are all about pathways. Mine is saved as a favorite, so I'm going to go to favorites personally and DLC packs. And if you don't know how to get there again, once again, go to mods, go to update right here, update times 64, and then here's your DLC packs right here. And then I've got a bunch of them. You may not have this many, so you can do it a couple different ways. But the mods update times 64 DLC packs, I would say that is a favorite personally. I already did mine. It's right here. So my advice is to use the latest patch day, the better, but it doesn't always have to be the latest patch day. So if you hear someone using patch day 22, patch day 24, that's fine. They can still use those patch days. So if you're confused on where to install all these car packs, the other replace models, like your any kind of, like say, bicycle replacements, ambulance, fire truck, riot vehicles, sprinter vehicles, anything that you can think of within the game. It's going to be a replace model for a vehicle that is in the game. They all go on the same patch day. Don't get in the habit of installing different patch days. It gets too confusing. You don't remember where everything is. So mine is going to be installed right here, patch day 28. So the way I know that is I have that saved as a favorite. But just for now, I'm going to go ahead and show you the pathway. So I'm going to go patch day 28, go to DLC packs, go to times 64. I go to levels, go to GTA 5. Don't worry about this one. Go to this one, GTA 5, and then go to vehicles right here. And that's a long pathway. I highly encourage you to say this is a favorite. Go to add to favorites. And then what I like to do is something really easy. And I like to do car install here. And it doesn't matter. You can say if you wanted to like dash patch day 28. Because if you look at mine, here's mine. Cars here, patch day 28, see? And then I get there. So once again, if you're out modding things, go to favorites, cars here, patch day 28. And so you'll notice that I have my ambulance. I have a Dilettant 2 that is a security vehicle. FBI, FBI2, fire truck. I have a flatbed replacement, police vehicles, of course. I have a riot vehicle in here, and also have a bicycle. I have a Scorcher vehicle in here too. See, bicycle. And I did a free Patreon video to anybody that wants to. You don't have to even join Patreon, by the way, on how to install this. And then also along with the bike rack. There's a really cool bike rack that is really, really cool. I like it. It goes in the back of your vehicle. That is all free on Patreon. That's a free video that I uploaded that a lot of people just don't watch for some reason. That's okay. But now you know. It's over there. There's a lot of free videos over there on Patreon. You have to even join. But what you want to do is take this right here, and we're going to highlight every one of these, and we're going to pull it right into the patch day 28 with edit mode on. See that right there? So these files are going to get replaced, and it also has a plus I, by the way. I come here and just drag it right into open 4, patch day 28, and see the kilobytes change a little bit. And so that's good. And so now if we click on Sheriff, and I decided to do the one with the lights, and remember we did the blue, and it looks like it may have some traffic advisories too. This is a nice car pack. I like it. And anyway, this looks really good. And so these are going to be all blues because that's what we chose. And we're going to back this up. We're going to back it up again. We're going to back it up. And you could also have done the slick top, by the way. We're going to back it up one more time. And then let's take a look at the 20 FPIU. So I'll click on this. Then we can do the regular or the slick top. How about we switch things up? We'll do the slick top, and we'll stick to probably blue and blue. And then once again, the ELS as the Sheriff 2. Remember, if you saved it as a favorite, I'll show you how fast it is. Go here to ELS. I got that saved as a favorite. That's a small pathway. Take this, and then with edit mode on, throw it in there. See how fast I can get. Model. Then Sheriff 2. Remember, you saved it as a favorite, right? Cars here. Take the Sheriff 2 and throw that in here. And so now we can look at Sheriff 2. And this is all, basically blue and blue. Looks like an undercover vehicle. Nice. And I'm not going to go through all the renaming process. You can rename vehicles, by the way, but I'm not going to do that in today's video. So I already did that when I did my car, the actual car replacement that I did. It was a 45-minute video. I'm not going to do it all today, but it'll show you how to rename vehicles over there on that particular video. And then let's take a look at the 21 Durango. Let's see where that goes. Maybe we'll do the regular, and then we'll do blue and blue. And then let's look what model this is going to be. Oh, this is going to be a Sheriff 2. So I'll show you how to do this really quick. So if you weren't happy with this, maybe install this, right? And it's a Sheriff 2 slot, which means you're going to see this, responding out with you pretty regularly. If you're not happy with an undercover vehicle being a Sheriff 2, remember we have this Durango here. So I'm kind of curious to see if that has any markings. Let's go ahead and install this one over the top of the other one. This is going to be replacing the other one. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. So there's a Durango. So now we have a Durango in the Sheriff 2 slot. Yeah, it looks really nice. I like that. And then you can look at the other ones. We'll probably won't do all these, but I have a feeling they're going to be Sheriff type vehicles. So we do regular, do blue and blue, model. Yeah, this is the Tahoe. So you can pick and choose what you want. However, if you really want that Durango in your game, and maybe you want the Tahoe in your game too, you can maybe rename the Durango Police 4, maybe something like that. You'll see it on the highways. Well, this one right here. or you could do the other one that we did, the select top, the FPIU. You could rename that one to be in the highways, but I want to make the video too long because most people have already clicked off. So I just don't want to do that in today's video. I apologize, but we don't want to do all that. And then also to keep the vehicles from flipping and all that other stuff. So I'm not going to go into all the detail in today's video. Sorry about that, but it's going to be a very simple one because I already did that with the car install that I did 6 months ago. It was a car install, full car install to keep vehicles from flipping, how to rename vehicles and all that stuff. If you're really interested, you can go back and watch that part of the video. It's all time stamped, but that is essentially how you get that installed into your game as a replacement. Let's take a look at the F-150 and then maybe the F-150. If we want to take a look at that, we can throw that in here. You can experiment too by doing this, and that way you can kind of see what the vehicles look like. And then this is the F-150. It's kind of nice like that actually, but yeah, we'll just leave that there for now anyway. All right, so we know how to install that. I'm not going to go into the vehicle meta stuff for now because the DLC Addon Car Pack that we installed earlier, it already has the meta file in there. All right, now here we are inside the game, and there's a couple ways you can spawn these vehicles. One of them is through Rage Console. That's the easiest way to do it if you do not have a trainer. So you can go to F4 and you can just type in spawn. For example, the replacement vehicle is a little bit easier. So you can just say spawn sheriff, for example, and then it'll spawn that vehicle that we installed. So let's take a look at it. And then if your lights are not looking good, if your lights are dim, for example. All right, so if your game is not looking like that, if your lights are looking kind of dim, click on escape, go to settings, and then go to duplicate graphics right here. Just click once here, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go all the way down here, and then make sure your post effect settings, those are on very high or ultra. There's not a big difference between very high and ultra, to be honest. Most people think more is better. It's not always the case, guys. So ultra is not any different than very high. Matter of fact, I'll just save it as very high. So I'm going to click on apply changes, click on that, and then click on yes. Make sure post effect settings are set to very high or ultra, just like this. And that's stage 1, that's stage 2. That's stage 3. If you're curious and you're like, well, what buttons do I press? Remember at the very beginning of the video where I told you to go look at your ELS documentation? We'll go back and look at the documentation because it'll tell you all the buttons that you need to know, how to get the lights to function and how to do that. Of course, how to do this, how to do that, how to do that. And then also how to do this right there, all the strobe effects. So this video is not about ELS as far as, the tips and tricks, because I've already done a video like that over on Patreon. But once again, you don't have to watch that video. You don't have to do that. You can just read the documentation. And let's see. Oh man, the lighting is nice in here. Very nice. So that's really good. Now your charger may not sound like a charger. Okay, I'm just warning you right now because I've changed my meta file, and this video is not about meta file changes. And I've got all that available on Patreon too. I'm not trying to promote my Patreon, but there's only so much information I want to put on one video. All right, so there's that. And then let's get out and let's make it daytime so we can see a little bit better what we're doing. Let's see here. We did a spawn sheriff 2, right? We did the F-150, right? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, it's black. Oh, that's cool. That looks sexy. Like that. Bam. And it's gonna get cleaned automatically. That's just my settings through trainer. If you go up here to vehicle options, see the God mode right there? The God mode, you can go to vehicle God mode settings, and notice I have a lot of things disabled. Like vehicle, like I want it to be damaged. If I get in a crash, motor vehicle accident, I want the damage to appear. All these things. But auto clean right here, right there. If you set it to auto clean enabled, and you have God mode for a vehicle enabled like that, every time you get into vehicle, it'll be clean for you. So it really helps a lot because it'll take off the textures. I'm sorry, the tint off the light bar, all that stuff. But here's the vehicle that looks like at night. Looks really sick. I must say, it looks really nice. And then if I press H again, it's going to bring up the spotlight. And if you install the, the increased environmental lighting, you're going to see the lights being reflected all the way back out to those trees. Although something looks a little bit off. You notice what looks off? You spot it yet, right? You spot it? See the ELS file. Remember, I forgot to install it for this F-150. So that's what it shows the reflection also for the ELS. Whenever you install that file, not only does it tell the lights how to behave, how to flash, things like that, but it also shows what kind of light should be reflected off of your vehicle. So right now it's feeding off of an old ELS file that I have from another vehicle. That's why you're seeing red over there. Look at that. So that goes to show you that even though I do tutorials and stuff, I make mistakes. So I forgot to do that. See, it's showing red on the left. That's funny. So, because let me show you the difference. So remember we did the right one, Sheriff 2. I'm sorry, Sheriff. Remember we had the Charger, right? So we'll do Sheriff. And now what's the blue, the difference? Because we remember we installed the ELS file, right? And so when we do this, it's going to be all blue, see? So that's why the ELS is important to install it correctly. Otherwise, you're going to get you know, some weird shit happen like that. F-150 up there. Looks really good, though. All right, so we're going to start spawning these in a little bit faster now. I'll show you how to do it through a trainer. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to go to Vehicle Options. No, I'm sorry, Vehicle Spawning. And then scroll upwards and go to Added Vehicles right there. And then you'll see it's kind of at the very top for me, 14 Charger. So we're going to press number pad 5 key. It's going to put you right into the vehicle. There's 18 Charger. Then there's an 18 Charger BB. It's probably going to be blues, I bet. All blues. That's cool. I like how you did that. Here's an 18 Charger Slick Top. I bet you this is going to be red and blues. And then here's an 18 Charger Slick Top Blue. I like how you did that. Very cool. So you don't have to go and change any files. Just kind of look at the name of the vehicles. And once again, this is what I'm going by. See right here. If I wanted to look and see how to spawn them in, but you can do it through the trainer, like I mentioned here. But I'm going to go ahead and go to 20 FPIU. Here's 20 FPIU Blue, 20 FPIU Slick Top. Let's turn some lights on as we're doing this. And then 21 Tahoe, 21 Tahoe Blue. There's a 21 Durango. Very cool. And then 21 Durango NSA, 21 Durango NSA BB. It's going to be blues. 21 Durango OBB. Very cool. And then 21 Durango Slick Top. 21 Durango Blue. 21 Tahoe Slick Top. 21 Tahoe Slick NSA. 21 Tahoe Slick NSA Blue. 21 Tahoe Slick Blue. 22 F-150. It's a big car pack. 2150 BB. 2150 Slick. 21 Slick 50 Blue. Man, this is a sexy car pack, I must say. It looks like you did a good job on the meta file too. It doesn't look like the vehicle tints are too bad. And the lights look really nice. Oh my God, look at this car pack. Oh my Lord. It is a big one. Look how big this thing is.
That's what she said.
Oops, sorry. My apologies. Look at this. I must say this is a really nice car pack though. But yeah, that's how you do the add-on car pack, you know, how to spawn them in. And so far my game is holding up. There's not a lot of texture loss. Look at that. That's actually impressive. And let me show you the overview. This is called In-Game Screenshot. In-Game Screenshot by Jedi Josh. I believe it's 920. It's this one. Check this out. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. This might be my thumbnail. Something sort of like this. I don't know. That's a big one. It's really big.
That's what she said.
Hey, settle down. Maybe I'll position them different to make it look cooler. And then that'll be my screenshot. But yeah, maybe not a good way to go slow, but check all that out. That is so big. Look at this. That's in-game screenshot. I did a video also on Patreon. Yes. So many Patreon, you know, trying to get you to sign up. But hey, $1, man. There's that. And you can get some really good screenshots out of this. And you could also rotate a little bit too. You know what I mean? All right, guys. So I think that's going to wrap it up on how to do all that. I'm not going to go through much more detail than that. I think you guys could probably, you know, you're smart enough to kind of get through all that. And I really love this car pack, though. I must say, I'm going to give him a good review. All right, guys. I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe and all that crap, you know, because too many YouTubers do that these days. You either do or you don't. It's up to you. All right, guys. You take care and have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next patrol. Stay safe.